So what are the early signs of a great Amazon product? You'll need to know this when it comes to restocking your products. Hello everyone, it's Sajad, Stealth Amazon FBA. So in this video, I'm going to show you what are the key signs I look for a product that's going to do really well. And it's important as an entrepreneur, when things are going really well, to actually double down on the things that are doing better and then pull back from the things that aren't going too well and pivot away. Also, it's crucial to know very early on if your product's doing well, because a lot of you as beginners, you'll have limited capital anyway, limited ability to stock your product in an Amazon warehouse. So you need to know ideally from day one if your product's going to do well, because you should already be organizing restocking your product. Given the lead time when it comes to delays and actually getting your product shipped over, that's why it's absolutely crucial. So let's go over some of the signs. The first sign is an obvious one: sales. If your product is actually selling, this is already a very, very good sign. Products that aren't very good or aren't launched properly, but sometimes weeks can go by with zero sales. So if you've made sales, regardless of whether they've come from sponsored advertising or organic, then you're doing well. Now, I'm not going to include the sale that you've made to your friend or family member. I mean an actual real sale. And what does this prove? Why is this important? Well, it improves that your listing itself is converting. Somebody actually visited your Amazon product page, had a look through your listing, your images, your description, and thought, yes, I'm actually going to go for this product. I'm going to purchase it. So that's the first key sign. And if you get those sales very early on, that's a great sign that your product has longevity potentially. Second sign, an organic review. Now, again, I don't mean a review from a friend or family member, actually a real review from an Amazon customer. If you get a review that actually says your product's half decent, so anything 4 stars and above, that's a very good sign, because this is real market research here and market feedback. A real customer has your product, is using your product, and has left a review saying it's a decent product. Now, if they leave a raving review, even better. But we're not looking for that right now, because we know over a period of time, you're always going to get a few negative reviews, a few positive reviews. What we want in general on average is 4 stars and above. If your first 3 reviews, your real reviews, are horrifically bad, and they say things like the product doesn't work, or something's missing, or something's defective, or the product's making strange noises, or I don't know. All of these are very bad signs for your product. It means that you're going to struggle long term with that product. Either you ordered the wrong thing, you ordered the wrong batch, the quality is not very good from your supplier, etc. So that's what you're looking for. You need to check how those initial reviews go. Don't just base it on one review. You can still get an isolated bad review, but if you've seen over the first, let's say 3 reviews, organic reviews, that everything is negative, then that's not a good sign. But if everything's positive, that's a really good sign. The next sign, and this is arguable, but the next sign is a decent ACoS when it comes to your sponsored ads. If you're getting sales at a reasonable price, this can be a sign of a very, very good product. And it's not actually the product, so to speak, it's actually the niche. If you've chosen a niche where the supply-demand dynamics are much in your favor, then you might find the ACoS is just very low. You'll be getting ACoS of 20%, even to 30 or 40%, and making regular sales all the time. And that's more a good niche. If you pick a niche that's quite competitive, you might find your ACoS is a lot higher at the beginning. It could be 80, 90%, or even 100%. So you're actually breaking even or actually losing money on your product. But in a high demand niche, that's normal. That's expected, and you need to do that just to get the ball rolling. But obviously a lot of you as beginners, you won't be in those high demand niches anyway. So if you find a very low ACoS, that means 2 things. 1, you can continue with sponsored advertising and continue to build rank, because you're making money on your product, even taking into account sponsored ads. But also number 2, that niche is very good. So consider in future potentially not only scaling up that one product, but selling another product in that same niche. Now you might be wondering, Sajad, well, I've done my research and I would have already known it's a good niche. No, not necessarily so. Product research software only gets you so far. It's when you actually put your products live that you really get an idea of how strong that niche is at that particular time as well. Because sometimes there is seasonality. Even in a product that's not seasonal, you'll find people purchasing things like, for example, toys at certain times of the year more than other times. So what's the next key? And before I discuss that, if you're enjoying the videos, don't forget to subscribe to the channel, turn on the bell icon. That way you'll get notified by YouTube when I release new content. I do also do regular giveaways on my channel as well. So stay tuned for those also. And if you're liking the content, please hit the like button. It really does help me out here on YouTube. So the next thing you're looking for, and this is a little bit more granular, but you can start looking at your particular statistics on your product. So a couple of weeks into selling your product, download your business reports or actually just bring them up on your Seller Central account, and you can get an idea there of your unit session percentage. For example, that's your conversion rate for your product. But what you really want to see is session views. How many people have actually viewed your listing? How many actually bought? If there's a massive disparity there, if you've got, like, let's say 1,000 session views and 5 sales, you might be thinking, well, I made 5 sales, I've got the ball rolling. But there's something wrong there, because the conversion rate normally for products on Amazon is quite high. Even in higher demand niches, it could be anywhere from 1 in 5 to even 1 in 3. I've got some products where it's 1 in 2. What that means is for every 2 page views on my listing, there'll be 1 purchase. And you sometimes get that in the lower demand, much lower competition niches. So just keep an eye on that as well. The great thing about Amazon and the marketplace is the customers who come and look at your products, they come with the intent to buy. They're not there just to research and find out about certain types of products. They're looking to purchase a product. So it's normal, typical to have conversion rates of 20% or above. Now, sometimes in very, very high demand niches, the things like electronics, it can be a lot lower because people are comparing lots of different products. So it can be as low as 10%. But just keep that in mind as well. If it's a lot lower than 10%, then something might be wrong. And just remember, I'm using that example, assuming you've at least got 1 or 2 reviews. If you still not got any reviews, then your conversion rate is just going to be low anyway, and you have to give the process a little bit more time. Now, the main take-home message from this video is that if you are getting some of these signs that your product is doing really well, start planning the restocking now. Even if you don't have the money, at least contact your supplier, find out if they have stock at the moment, find out what the lead time will be. Put all of those things in place now so that when you get the funding, or if you have it already, you can consider restocking. Now, you don't have to go and restock 2,000 products. You can split the restock. You can do it in stages if you want to. That will actually limit your risk, but also limit how hard your capital kind of needs to work. So you can start getting some restocking in place ready, assuming that your sales will keep growing and you'll run out of stock quickly. There's nothing worse than a product selling really, really well and you running out of stock within 3 weeks and then waiting 3 months for more products. Remember, this is a loss for you in terms of, let's call it opportunity cost, for example. It's you leaving sales and money on the table for a listing that's converting very well, but you just can't keep it in stock. Now, I know sometimes it's unavoidable. I've run out of stock so many times on my products, and even now it sometimes continues to happen, because with a brand new product, you have to kind of limit your risk. You can't go all in and order 5,000 units because you really don't know what's going to happen. So that's it for this one. I'll link another video somewhere around the screen right now, so be sure to check that out, and I'll speak to you all again very soon. Thanks for listening.
Could give you just a smidgen, a little devil do you, all you have to do is listen. Music be the movement, every